This edition of the Sport News. A book of condolence has been opened for the late Leone Stars captain Lamin Conteh, popularly known as Chinua by the Sierra Leone Football Association in Freetown. His demise came as a shock to many. Here is the report. Former Leone Stars captain Lamin Conteh passed on in the early hours of 5th May in Kenema after a short illness. He was an iconic footballer who represented Sierra Leone in the 1994 and 1996 African Cup of Nations and making his senior international debut in a 1-0 loss to Senegal in a friendly international match in Dakar in December 1989, and went on to win 44 caps, scoring 5 goals, according to BBC's Fajar Bai. His last match for the Leone Stars was in a 2-0 away defeat to Benin in October 2007 in a qualifier for the 2008 Nations Cup. Giving a tribute on behalf of the Football Association, Vice President 1 of the Sierra Leone Football Association, Harold Nat Johnson, said Lamin was an exceptional player whose talent was spotted in junior football, representing Sierra Leone in all categories. He was a player who never orchestrated protest and strike, he continued, noting that he was instrumental in the team. Assistant coach 1 of Leone Stars, Amidou Karim, who played with Conteh in all categories of the national team, said he had played with a host of high-profile players, but Lamin Conteh was one of his kind. The Sportscasters president, Sir Maurice, commended the FA for their wise decision in the inclusion of Lamin Conteh in the national team during Leone Stars' AFCON campaign. It could be recalled Lamin was part of Leone Stars' technical team in the just concluded African Cup of Nations tournament in Cameroon. According to reports, he will be buried on May 22nd, and the FA has therefore taken full responsibility of giving him a befitting burial. And now in athletics, the Sierra Leone Athletics Association, in a press release, has called on officials and athletes who want to embark on a trip to Kumasi, Ghana for the Athletics Youth Games to desist from thought. The release stated that any international trip should be under the supervision of the newly elected executive. Here is details of the story. Sierra Leone is among 15 ECOWAS members in Region 2 to join Ghana for this year's African Athletics Youth Games, taking place at the Cape Coast Stadium from 18th to the 21st May 2022. The western leg of the Under-20 and 18 Confederation of African Athletics Championship will feature the best of West African young talent in athletics. There has been an issue of Sierra Leone's delegation as a release from the Athletics Association vehemently called out on those who want to embark on the trip under the guidance of the then Abdulkarim-led executive should desist from thought, as the release stated that the newly elected president Martin Bangura and team will facilitate the process. How will this affect the already selected athletes and officials?
Let me allay the fears of athletes and coaches. Not only we are not only limiting this to the Kumasi Games, even for the Commonwealth Games. This new dispensation will not tamper with any selection being made by the then administration. The only thing we will do, even for the Commonwealth, is for the officials, for the team they have selected for the Commonwealth Games. Because that's the fear. This administration will never tamper with anything with that. So let me allay the fear of both athletes and coaches.
The Youth Games will serve as a qualification to the World Athletics Under-20 Championship to be hosted in Colombia later this year. Well, that's all we have time for in this edition of Sport Update on the News. I have been your presenter, Esther Samora, saying goodbye. Keep watching the SLBC.